welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be explaining how a Flutter package works, how to create one and how to consume one in your Flutter application. So for today's application I have this famous Flutter counter app, only this one file that contains a material app, very bare bone, and this home page. This home page is responsible for displaying this counter, and when I click on this plus icon, this counter will increase. So it's a very basic one, but in real life you will be having much more complex application. There will be multiple features, there will be utilities, themes and other components. So this package concept, this comes very handy when you want to reuse your piece of code across your application. And not only application, a package can be reused across different applications. It can be shared via pub.dev or possibly your internal artifactories that you will be using in your workplace. So let's see how this Flutter application works, and we'll be creating a package shortly, and after that we will be using that package that we create there in our Flutter application. So what we have here, we have this home page. This is a stateful widget. That means whenever we click on this button, there will be a set state call and the counter will be increased and the page will refresh. So before we create our package, it will be a better idea to refactor and move the functionality from this file. So instead of this home page, let's say we create a new file. We can create a dot file which is counter screen. Yeah. So now we create a stateful widget, counter screen. So here we just copy the functionality from here to our counter widget, counter screen, to our counter screen. Let's rename this title as Flutter counter, and the rest of the things we can keep pretty much same. Now in our home page there is no need for this states and nothing. We can just reuse this counter screen. Okay, now let's rebuild to hot reload. So the title is changed to Flutter counter, and the functionality, let's check. Yeah, the functionality is preserved. Now the thing is, this home page does not need to be stateful anymore, so it can be stateless because nothing is changing and we move the functionality to this counter screen. So now in a real life example, in a real life application that I was saying earlier, there will be hundreds of files containing different features, utilities, handlers, could be API calls and other things. So it's really a good idea to create separate package depending on the size of your application and other variables, of course. So there are two ways to create a Flutter package. One is to use the functionality of your IDE, maybe IntelliJ IDEA. So we can create from here project, we select Flutter next. Then we can select a package, so you put the name of the package and other things. Another way to create via terminal, I'll be creating a directory named packages where I can store multiple package that my app will be depending on later. So to the packages, now we can execute this command flutter create, and this will be the name of our package that we'll be creating. Let's say flutter create counter, and we give an option template package. That's it. Once we hit, it will create a Flutter package inside this package. Yeah, it's also very basic. The main part of a Flutter package is to is this pubspec.yaml, this file. So it only contains the environment details, and there is this lib. So as we know, this lib directory contains the source code for any Flutter project. So we have just a counter class, for example. Here we'll be extracting the counter screen that we had in our Flutter app to this package. So let's do this. We have this counter screen. I'll be just moving this file to this counter screen. Now the best practice is to have a source directory src that contains the files which are private for this package only. So the host application can just import this counter and will have access to the files that we export here. Yeah, so this counter screen that we have, we only put it inside this source directory, and in the counter.dart, what we do is we just export that source counter screen. That's it. Now in our Flutter application is showing okay, there's a compilation error. Let me delete this test. It's okay, now it's okay. And we have an error in our Flutter application because this file is not present there anymore. So we successfully created a package. Now it's the time to consume the package. How we do it? We do it as a dependencies. So what's the name of our package? We put a name of our package there. Sorry, counter. Now if you have a look at other packages that we added as a dependency, all the packages have a version attached to it, and these are fetched from the pub.dev. The thing is, our package is all local. It's not published to pub.dev or anywhere else. So how do we consume it? We consume it as a path. So we need to give the path of the package. Where is it? So we are in the root, so we need to have these packages and counter. This is the path of the package. We do pub-get. Now we should have access to that counter file, counter.dart. Yeah. So instead of this, we import package counter. Okay. We ported this, and voila, we have access to this counter screen. And if we have a look at this counter screen, where is this? This is inside this package counter. Yeah. So let's do a hot restart and check whether this is actually working or not. So we did hot restart and the counter is reset to 0. If we press plus, the counter increases, so our functionality is preserved. Yeah, so that's all for today. If you learned something, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. So I'll be putting the link of this repository in the description. If you have any concern or if you have any suggestion, don't forget to put comments. Have a nice day.